Hi, welcome to yet another episode under the webinar series of Get More from Mallapuram. Okay, and we thanks a lot for all of you in joining us this regular webinar series which is run on second and fourth Saturday of every month. And thanks a lot for supporting us. Before we get into the webinar series, let me just give you the reason why we are actually conducting this webinar series. Okay, the reason is we want to provide clarity such that you will have confidence in whatever the policies which you have already purchased or you are planning to purchase. Okay, you need to this webinar series will provide you a lot of clarity such that you will take an informed decisions and you will have confidence in what are the policies that you have already purchased. Okay, so coming before even we get into the today's topic, let us actually do the declarations which we always do in all our webinar series. Okay, so the first and foremost thing, we do not represent any insurance company. Neither any product of an insurance company nor a particular insurance company will be promoted under this webinar series. Okay, so it is only for the customers and the clients of insurance policy holders. Okay, and at the same time, we will be discussing issues which are related only to insurance. We will not be discussing anything on politics nor even on movies. Okay, so it's purely only on to insurance, right? And we are not going to criticize nor we intend to criticize a particular person or an organization or a particular product of any organization. But if at all, if it happens, it is only by chance, but it is not planned and we never intend to do that. And the discussions, whatever that we do here in this webinar series, it's all going to be a personal opinions and cannot be put up as an evidence in the court of law. Okay, with those declarations, let us now enter into today's webinar series and the topic of today. Okay, the topic for today's webinar series is what are those 5 major differences in the health insurance policies which are when it is compared between your company health insurance and your personal health insurance. Are you ready? Okay, so today we are going to see what are those 5 top major differences between the company health insurance and your personal family health insurance. Are you ready with me? Let's get into that. Okay, now, so the agenda for today's webinar, as usual, what we do, there's a small change in this. Okay, so we'll be doing the regular way of doing the situation analysis, and then the real main topic, that is the discussion of clarity to have confidence. Okay, so that's the main section in which we'll be discussing a lot, and all your 5 major differences will be discussed in this section. And after that, the new section which has actually come up, and that is think and thank. So think a lot. So this section is only to generate the thought process such that the myths can be blasted and then you can have the clarity on whatever the sections which are there under your existing policies. Okay, so there's a new section which has been introduced, that is think and thank. Okay, and then we'll look into the action points at the end of this webinar. By the end of this webinar, you will have a very clear-cut differentiation between what is that additional benefits that you are going to get in your corporate policy and how you can get the same kind of benefits in your personal health insurance policy. Are you with me? Okay, let's get into today's topic. That is, the first section is all about the situation analysis. So when do you think normally a person who has already got a corporate health insurance policy which is covering himself, his spouse, dependents, and also even parents sometimes? Okay, when do we really think whether do we need to really pay for it or not? Okay, normally we have seen the earlier days when all the insurance companies used to give this, all the corporate companies used to give this as a free benefit to all the employees. Now, based on the claims which has actually come up, and then as the increasing premium rates which are going up, the companies are now parting a portion of the total premium with the employees. So what is the situation in which we will be in, wherein we think of, do we really need to go for a corporate insurance, or shall we plan for an individual insurance? Okay, so let's look into that. Okay, so the situation is, there is always a dilemma. Okay, the dilemma here is, when the HR department, when the human resource department comes to up, and then they will ask for the latest updated data of your dependents to be covered under the corporate health insurance policy. That's when the dilemma comes up. You know why? And especially when a portion of that premium need to be paid by the employee. Okay, so then we think of, okay, is it really required? Does is it really required, or who all need to be covered, because everyone in the family is fine, they're healthy, right? So you are always happy, like, no, everybody is fine, they're healthy. And is it really required, when it is that you need to pay a portion of your premium from your side to the company? Okay, and how much of the premium is going to be? Is this going to be a little more from whatever I paid the last year, or is it going to be less? How is that it is going to happen? So there is a dilemma on that. And how can I optimize? So shall I cover only myself? Myself is actually given by the company. Shall I include only my spouse or children, or shall I include my parents only, or whom shall I include? Okay, so these are the dilemmas. These are the dilemmas which we normally get when the HR department asks us to go and give us the updated data. Once we see that mail, this is what is going to happen. Am I right? Okay, so this is when the real section comes up, wherein we need to have the clarity such that you'll have confidence in actually dealing with and then take a rightful decision. Okay, so out of the five major differences which are there between the health insurance policies provided by your company, and when it is up to you to compare with your existing personal family health insurance, what are those differences? Let's get into that. The first major difference between the health insurance policy provided by your company and when compared with your own personal family insurance, what is that? The first thing is the 30 days waiting period. Yes. So in a corporate policy, normally what we have seen, okay, the 30 days waiting period means what happens whenever the policy is started, okay, as an individual basis, the health insurance policy, the first 30 days is a waiting period. That means you cannot claim anything under your newly purchased health insurance policy for the first 30 days. Okay, but if at all it is because of an accident, then it is payable. But if it is not an accident, it is not payable. So this is what is called as 30 days grace period. Okay, the waiting period is there. Okay, so when we actually come into this 30 days waiting period, normally in the corporate policy it is waived off, so it is removed. So all the coverages start right from day one. Okay, but when you come to your individual policy, in individual policy, the 30 days waiting period is there, but it is only for the first year. So from the second year onwards, when you renew your policy, there is nothing like 30 days waiting period. And these days, during the first pandemic wave which has actually come up, we have actually seen few companies which have actually waived off even this 30 days waiting period for the COVID hospitalization. They have actually reduced it to 15 days. Even a specialized product for Corona Kavach, Corona, which is actually given designed by the regulator, it is called as Corona Kavach. Even in that policy, the waiting period has been reduced to 15 days instead of 30 days. Okay, but in a regular policy, if you look at, the waiting period is for 30 days, right? Okay, now, so this is the first major difference. But in an individual policy, it is only for first 1 year. So from the renewal onwards, there is nothing like 30 days waiting period. Okay, all right. Is it clear? If it is clear, can you just please clear in the chat box? Thank you. Thanks a lot for responding. So, a chat is the only way how we can actually respond in this particular webinar series, and we request everyone to use chat very efficiently so that we can actually communicate and interact with each other. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. So, coming to the second major difference in the health insurance policies between the company provided health insurance and your own personal family health insurance is there is something called as 2 years exclusions. Okay, what do you mean by 2 years exclusions? That means there are few diseases which will not be covered. That means all the hospitalization coverages which are there for these set of diseases will not be covered for the first 2 years. This is the normal condition which comes up in an individual policy. Okay, but most of the corporate plans, what we have seen, they would actually waived off, they would actually removed this particular 2 years of exclusions. Okay, but in a regular individual policy, there is a specific waiting period for few set of diseases, and that is actually called as 2 years exclusions. Means what? Those set of diseases will also be covered in your individual health insurance policy, but it will be covered only after 2 years. Okay, so it is only after 2 years all those coverages will come into the place. So definitely there will be a definite question like in all our mind that what are these diseases? What are the diseases? Okay, don't get worried. We'll give the major things which normally will be there under almost all insurance policies which are available in India, like the things which are not covered for first 2 years. Okay, those are cataract. Okay, we can actually go by the body parts right from the top to the bottom. Okay, that's how we can. It's easy to remember that. Okay, so the first one is cataract. Okay, the second one is sinus. Okay, cataract, then sinus. Coming to the throat, it is thyroid. Coming to the lungs, the chest part, it is about the asthma. Okay, and then coming to the stomach, intestines, it is all about ulcers, and then pancreatic related issues, and also related issues of kidney and even the liver. Okay, so the complete digestive system portion, whatever the complications which might turn up, will not be covered for the first 2 years. It's almost like that. Okay, I'm not a doctor, but this is how we can actually remember it very easily. Okay, and coming to the anus, it is fissures or fistula in anus. Coming to the male genetical organs and then the female genetical organs, it is all about the hysterectomy or even what do you call there is also something called as hydrocele, and then prostate related issues for the male, and then the knee replacement surgeries. Okay, and there are so many, like, no, these are the major things which will not be covered for the first 2 years. Okay, let me just give you a little more clarification over here. Okay, why are these diseases are not covered for the first 2 years? Okay, so I don't know how many of you are accountants or people with background in accounts. Okay, there is something called as depreciation in accounts, right? Okay, depreciation is because you're using a particular machinery or a particular asset continuously, there is a wear and tear of that particular asset. Okay, so that normal wear and tear, which is a regular part of the regular usage of that particular asset, will not be covered under any insurance. So the normal wear and tear will never be covered under any insurance policy. This is for any of the machinery kind of policy and a file and asset kind of policy. Okay, now let's apply the same thing to our body, because now we are discussing all about the health insurance over here, right? So in body, because we use the digestive system and the lungs, everything, like now on a regular basis. Okay, even we walk, so we use our legs. There's a lot of pressure on the knees. Okay, so all these diseases are part of the regular usage and the regular wear and tear. Okay, right? And none of these diseases are like emergency kind of thing. So there is no emergency in this. Okay, say suppose somebody has got a knee pain. Today he got a knee pain. Do you think he need to go and get admitted into the hospital and get himself operated? No, right? Okay, so there is no emergency which is attached to these 2 years of exclusions. So people who feel like, no, 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 I need to get operated right now, that means they already have those problems inbuilt into their body and developing in their body. Okay. Because of which they're actually planning to take the policy only to take care of that particular operation. If that is the case, I suggest you please declare it, because the insurance company need to know your existing health related issues. The reason, because unless they know it properly, they can't underwrite your risk. That means they don't accept your risk. And there is something called as the contract. The insurance policy is a contract wherein the complete policy is given on the basis of what if the data that you are submitting it to the insurance company by means of a proposal form. Okay. If you hide any of the data, and the insurance company, even though it gives you the policy, because they are not known your existing health details, but when it comes to the claim and they get to know your pre-existing conditions, they will only cancel the policy by stating that you have actually hidden the facts, you have misrepresented the facts. If that is the situation, then it is contract void ab initio. That means the contract is no existing. It is not existing at all. Okay. So we request everyone, whenever you are taking any policy, please do declare. Please do declare. People do also ask us one more question over here. See, when this is one of the major questions which we normally receive from the clients, and the question is, see, when I have taken the policy, I was absolutely healthy, and I didn't even know what is actually happening in my body, and I was not even using any of these medicines or any such thing like that. Okay. And probably after 2 years down the line, when I've actually continuously paying my renewal premiums, then I got a diabetes, or I got even hypertension. Now, do I need to declare it with the insurance company? No. The answer is no, not required. So you need to declare the facts whenever you are actually taking the policy for the first time. Number one. There is also second situation wherein you have to declare. That is when you are migrating your policy, or when you are porting your policy to a new product or a new insurance company. These are the only two situations. Or there is another situation wherein you are actually increasing your sum assured, because you may have to even present the facts of your health. Okay. These are the situations only in which you have to declare your health conditions with the insurance company, but not in between at any point in time of the policy. I hope this gives you the clarity, right? If it is clear and loud, just put it as C and L in the chat box. Okay, okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for responding. It gives us a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of courage to do all these webinar series. Thanks a lot. Okay, so these are the list of 2 years of exclusions which are not covered in your individual policy for the first 2 years. But all these things will be covered from the third year. That means after you renew the policy for the second time, all these things will start coming into the coverage. Okay. With that, we come to the end of the second major difference in health insurance from your company provided health insurance and your personal family health insurance. Okay. Now, coming to the third major difference. The third major difference in health insurance is when compared with your company insurance and your personal family insurance, it is all about the pre-existing disease cover. And this is something which is major. And you have parents covered under your corporate policy, and the pre-existing diseases are covered under your corporate policy. And this is one of the major reason why you have to take, even though you may have to pay a little more premium, you have to take this policy for your parents. Okay. Because see, parents have got more vulnerable situation than us in the health situations. Okay. So pre-existing conditions, normally what we have seen with all the corporates, they are covered from day one. Okay. All the pre-existings are covered from day one. Okay, but when compared with our individual policy, normally what we have seen, the pre-existing conditions are covered from 2 years, after 2 years to 4 years. We got different policies in the market, wherein in few policies it is covered after 4 years, in few policies it is covered after just 2 years. Okay, now there is one good news for everyone. Okay, the good news is, even under the individual health insurance policies, there is something like you can purchase back. You can purchase back this particular timeline for pre-existing coverages, and you can reduce it to just 1 year. Okay, there are policies in place. Okay, and you need any details of those policies, we are always there. You can even give a missed call on this number, that is 7569 645 645. This is our helpline number. You can always get in touch with us. Me and my team will be always there to help you out in getting you the right kind of policy, which is absolutely suiting your personal requirements. Okay, it should be customized kind of policy. Okay, so we have those kind of policies. Do come back to us. We'll be very happy to help you out on this. Okay, and then, so this is the major difference. This is the third major difference. The pre-existing diseases covered normally in the corporate policy from day one, and in your personal family health policy somewhere between 2 to 4 years, depending on what kind of policy that you are actually choosing. Okay, so this is the third major difference of health insurance between the corporate provided health insurance and your personal health insurance policy. Okay, coming to the fourth major difference. Okay, and I feel the employees will really love to have this kind of benefit. Okay, you want to know what is that fourth major difference between the company provided health insurance and your individual family health insurance policy? It's about your maternity benefit and the newborn child coverage. Okay, normally what we have seen in the company provided policy, these are covered from day one, and even the newborn baby is also covered from day one. Okay, to what extent? There are a few clauses out there. Normally what people say is they design to reduce the premium. They want to cover the newborn baby only up to the maternity limit, but we normally suggest when we design the products for the corporate, we want it to be covered at least within the family submission, not within the maternity benefit. Okay, and in the individual family, if you actually look at in the regular policies, it is not covered. Okay, in a regular policies it is not covered, but there are some specialized policies wherein it can be covered after 2 years. Okay, in a specialized policy it can be covered after 2 years, but it is very limited policies which are there in the market. You need any help, we are always there. We can help you out in choosing those products. Okay, and if at all the newborn is not covered under the policy, but during the policy period, if there is a new born baby coming into your family, the newborn can be added into your policy only after 16 days. Okay, otherwise in most of the other policies it is only after the next when it is the next due for the renewal, and the baby is also more than 16 days, only then you can actually add in the renewal of the policy. Okay, right? So the fourth major difference is the maternity benefit and the baby day one coverage for the newborn baby. Okay, now coming to the fifth major difference in health insurance. Okay, the fifth major difference in health insurance, well, between the policies provided by your company and your individual family health insurance policy, is there is no claim bonus or the continuity experience. Okay, there's something called as no claim bonus. When you actually look into your personal health insurance policies, they do provide something called as no claim bonus, because it is like, because you're paid the premium but you have not used any of the benefits under the coverage, so there is no claim. Because there is no claim, the company is extending the gratitude by saying that they will give a bonus for that. So you will be paying premiums only for the base policy, but the bonus which will be given is an add-on additional benefit wherein the experience of the base policy is also being covered in that. Okay, right? So the bonus, if you actually look at the bonus and the continuity benefits of the experience, like because you've been with your company probably for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, but if your company is actually shifting from one insurance company to the next insurance company every year because they want to get the best quote, they're going for the least quoted insurance company, and they're moving from company to company, the experience cannot be migrated to any of your individual policies. Okay, so we have actually done a detailed webinar on portability and migration. This was almost a year back. Okay, if you want, you can actually go through that webinar to have a clear understanding on what is migration and what is portability. Okay, we'll not deal with that in this webinar, but you can actually go with that. Okay, so in a group insurance policy, okay, it is not available. So there is nothing like no claim bonus. So probably your company used to provide you a 3 lakh of coverage. They still provide you 3 lakh of coverage and you have never used it. So there is no additional benefit. Okay. But you cannot, you can actually migrate, but you cannot actually port the policy with the new insurance company. Okay. So you cannot port the experience. Okay, so the major things or the fifth major difference between the health insurance policy provided by your corporate and your family personal health insurance policy is the no claim bonus and the experience in your corporate policy is not available, and it can only be migrated, but it can never be ported to any of the other insurance company products. Okay, and migration, there's a caution over here. The migration is possible only if your company is renewing the policy with the same insurance company. If they shift the insurance companies every year, then even the migration is not possible. Okay, now coming to your individual policies. In individual policies, no claim bonus is there. Okay, there are different policies that we have. There are a few policies wherein they give 25% in the first year, then 10% every year, and they give up to 100%. There are few different kinds of policies wherein they give 50% in first year and another 50% in the second year, and they stop it at say 100%. A few companies wherein they also give 150% of bonus. Okay, they increase it up to 150% bonus. Okay, and few companies, they when there's a claim, they reduce only the latest added bonus, but if there is no claim, they will agree increase. Okay, but of course there are also few companies wherein they will only decrease the bonus which got accumulated if there is a claim, but they will never increase it further. Okay, we have different kinds of policies in the market. Don't get confused. Okay, you need any clarity such that you will have a confidence in whatever the decision that you want to take. Okay, do call us up. We have our number here. It is 7569 645 645. Just dial up this number. Me and my team, we are always there to help you out. Okay, don't get worried. And so we can also even migrate. At the same time, we can also even port our experience. Okay, this is possible only in your individual family health insurance policy. Okay, right? This is clear. And so you always have the freedom to choose what are the best product which has come into the market with the latest or newly added benefits. So you have always a freedom to do to choose what are the product that you want. That is possible only in your individual health insurance policy, but you have to just go ahead with whatever has been provided by your corporate health insurance policy, and you have no choices in that. Okay, now all these major differences are good to know, but what is that which is going on in the mind? Don't get worried. We are going to discuss that in our next section, that is think and thank. Okay, now the first point which we want all of you to actually think once. Okay, just fall back on that and then think it once. Okay, how long are you going to work with the same company? Okay? How long I continue working with my company? Think about it. Write the number of years in the chat box. 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, or till retirement. Anything is okay. Just put it in the chat box. Okay. 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 1 year. Okay. We are actually saying a lot of people saying 2 years. Okay. Now, this is has been given by the parliamentary panel on labor on 11th of August 2020. They have actually recommended to reduce the gratuity from 5 year period to just 1 year. Means what? Means what? Okay. Average duration of an employee to stay with an organization is actually getting reduced. Okay. Why? That means whenever you go to the next company, so it is again like a fresh experience. So you cannot continue having the main the experience with your health insurance policy, and you can't even migrate that experience. So wherever you go, it is again the fresh policy, right? And there is no portability option. There is no migration option which you will ever get when you actually go with from company to company. Okay, right? And how long my company is going to provide the same health insurance? Think about this. Think about this. Okay, what do you think? Yeah, there's actually a question. Why do you think the company cannot provide? Good question. Good question. Just hold, Mr. Ravi, for a little more time. We're going to answer that. Okay, right? The renewal premium which your company has to pay to renew the policy year after year, it actually depends on the claims ratio. So how much did they pay and how much amount of total claims which are paid. And if the claims ratio is increasing, then the premiums of renewal is going to increase further. And if your company says no, we can't pay that kind of premium, and they want to try to bargain, even the bargain is not happening, then the conditions of coverages will be tweaked by the advisor, by the insurance specialist to fit into their budget. Okay, so the conditions like room rent, they can tweak around. They can also introduce something like a co-payment. They can also put a disease risk capping. Okay, so the same company might not be able to provide you the same kind of benefits. And see, normally we don't look into these details. We get to know that only when there is a claim. Okay, so even before anything were to happen, which is tragic, we need to know all these details. The very reason why we are conducting this particular webinar is only to provide this kind of clarity such that you will have confidence in what are the policies which you already have or which you're planning to purchase. Need any help? We're always there. Just dial up this number 7569 645 645. This is our number, and we are always there to help you out. Okay, right? So now in health insurance, we can only purchase the policy. It's stupid, right? To look into the statement. Of course, the real thing comes after this. Okay, in health insurance, we can only purchase the policy, but we cannot purchase the experience. See, in an individual policy, the more you are there with the policy, the better the coverages will become. The better the coverages it becomes, the better your individual policy will be when compared with your corporate health insurance policy. Your company is providing, it's good. It's good. You need to thank them for actually the kind of coverage which they are providing. But you just can't rely only on that. See, ultimately, let me ask you one question. My family, whose responsibility? Answer me this question in the chat box. My family, Whose responsibility? It's my responsibility, right? Yes, you are absolutely right. All the people tapped in the chat box. Yes, our family is our responsibility. How can we make our company or anybody else to be responsible for our family? Right? So my family is my responsibility. So if that is right, then why do we need to depend on the corporate? If the company is providing that as a benefit, you should be very happy to have it as an additional benefit, but not as your base policy. Okay, right? So if a company is providing the corporate health insurance policy, then you should thank them. But you should consider that only as an add-on benefit. But your base health insurance policy for your family, for your loved ones, should always be present. And the corporate policy should be like only as an add-on. But corporate policy never depend on that as your base policy, because we might shift, our company might tweak the benefits because the premiums are increasing, the claims are increasing. You don't know what are the factors. Okay, because of the pandemic season, pandemic situation which is happening, the insurance claims got increased. Now, definitely there will be an increase in the premiums going further. Otherwise, how will an insurance company can survive? You're getting it, right? So have your personal health insurance policy along with your corporate health insurance policy. That is the best solution. That is the best thing. Got it? Right? You're with me. Need any help? Need any help on this? Okay, just dial up this number 7569 645 645. Me and my team, we are always there to help you. And mind it, we do not represent any insurance company. Whatever is suitable for your requirement is what we are going to recommend you, such that you will have clarity whenever you are taking a decision and have confidence in what are the policies which you already have or plan to purchase. If you want to even review your policy, we are always there. Just dial this number. We'll help you out. Okay, right? Fine. So all corporates, this is another person. And if I go to always I shift from one company to the next company, definitely even the next company will also have the health insurance policy. But will that be same? Will that be same? Think it. If it is same, then you are lucky enough. You are absolutely lucky enough. Okay. So because all these corporate policies are all tailor-made policies. Okay. It depends on the budget. It depends on the location. It depends on the claims of the past history of the company. It depends on so many things. Okay. So if it is all same, then you are really lucky. Otherwise, don't blame yourself, because any which way at the end, you are the people. We are the people who are going to take care of our own family. We are responsible of our own family. We can't just depend on our own company. We're doing it good, but don't depend on that completely as the base policy. Right? Okay. Now, company policy is for parents and the personal policy for family. This is another way how people think of, because yeah, my parents have got some kind of pre-existing conditions, so I can't get a policy outside, so I'm just covering them under the company policy. And I have actually taken another policy for myself and for my family. Good, kudos, good on that. But why do you have to wait until your parents' health gets deteriorated? If they're healthy, this is the time, this is the right time. You have to go for the policy, right? Insurance policy can be purchased only with your health and then the money, not with only money. I hope this gives you the clarity. Okay. 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 Let me repeat. There's a request to repeat. Okay. Insurance policy can only be purchased first with health and then with your money. Okay. If there is no good health, you can't even purchase the policy. Insurance company will deny your policy. So when you are healthy, that's the time you have the eligibility to purchase your policy. I hope this is clear. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, always have a protection for your happy family. Take care of your family. Take care of your family. Anything is happening to the family members, like all of us, we'll just go haywire. We really go down on the emotions and completely disturbed, don't you? Right? Okay. So protect your family. And anything is happening, we want to give the best of the best facilities to our family members. If we have to give the best of the best facilities, we need to be able to afford that kind of medical treatment for your family members. And how can we do that? Have the policies in place. Okay. So what? And first review your existing policy. You must be already having an existing policy. Okay. Just review your existing policy. This is a QR code. You can just take a snapshot of this. Okay. And then go to that link, give your details, and me and my team will come back to you, and we can actually review your policies absolutely neutrally. And the people who are there on this webinar, we are actually going to give this offer of doing the review of your policies at free of cost. Okay, only for the people who are there on this webinar, right? Okay, and you can just take a snapshot of this. Do you want? Oh, somebody has said, yeah. Take a snapshot. Take a snapshot, right? Okay. So, what are the action points which we are going to take to make sure that we are actually protecting our entire family? The first and foremost thing, own insurance, because you own insurance, that's like your own home. Okay, your corporate policy is almost like a quarter. It's a residential quarter which is given by your company. But once you go out of the company, you have to vacate that particular quarter, which is the residential quarter which has been given by the company. Okay, so have your own personal health insurance policy for your entire family, including your parents and also parent-in-laws. Okay, right? And then the action points. So have your personal health insurance covering all the people like your parents, your spouse, your children, right? And at least if you can't have a base policy, you need to have at least a top-up plan in place. Okay, so this is a minimum requirement which you have to do. And check the existing policy benefits which are available under your policies, right? Review your policy with your advisor who has actually given you the policy, and call him up on a breakfast or at a lunch or a Sunday, and then review your existing policy. And without reviewing your policies, just do not renew your policy, just like that. Okay, review. This is something which most of us, we don't do it, and which is a kind of a culture which we want to promote, that everyone has to review their health insurance policy before the renewal, and discuss with your family members. See, discussing insurance on dining table, this is the culture which we are promoting with all our known people. The reason, because see, something happening to the person in the family who purchased the policy, okay, then who will take care of that particular claim? How does the family members know what are the coverages which are there? How much of coverage is there? What are the hospitals which are nearby the house wherein we can actually go and get the cashless facility? How does anybody know it unless you tell them? So discuss and make sure that all these details are available to all your family members, and they should know what to do in case of emergency. Just write up all the numbers, the telephone numbers on which they need to contact, the helpline numbers, the ID cards which need to be carried when there's a claim. So all those things, put it as a packet. So in an emergency, the family member should know that, like, where the details are, pick up that packet, go to the hospital along with the one who is actually in requirement of medical care. Okay, so have all these details available to all your family members. Okay, so these are the action points, and you want to review your existing policy. This is the QR code, or you can also even dial up this number. That is 7569 This is our helpline number. Just give a missed call. We'll be always there to help you out. Myself and my entire team will be there to help you out. Okay, with that we have actually come to the end of today's webinar. This is the 20th episode, and we thank you for actually making such a fantastic success of this webinar series. Today's topic was on 5 major differences in health insurance policies provided by your company and your personal family health insurance. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, and welcome back. Welcome back to yet another episode on the next Saturday. That's the coming fourth Saturday. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us in this webinar series. Thank you.